Welcome to the NC Spin After Spin. Additional comments from our panelists just available on our website. Want to ask each of you, what do you wish you'd have said on last Sunday's show, but you didn't? John Hood, start with you.
Well, we were talking about the median family income and income data and what they tell us, and it's important to understand the politics behind this. Democrats have been talking about median family income a lot in the last year or so, and there's a very good reason. First of all, it is an important statistic, though one of many. But the main reason they talk about it, it isn't the only major statistic where North Carolina looks bad. So we're doing better than the national average in job creation, better than the national average in drops in unemployment, even if you include people who drop out of the workforce, better than the national average, regional average in gross domestic product growth. But we do have weak numbers in income. Whether you look at median or per capita, if you look at weekly wages, it doesn't look as bad, but it's still not great. So there's a political reason here to try to change the subject from the normal things people talk about towards this particular statistic. I'm not denying that it's an important statistic, but there's a political agenda here setting up for 2016. That's what that report was about.
Greer Beatty, what you wish you'd said on last week's show?
Well, I wish we had talked a little bit about the report and talked a little bit more about the urban-rural divide. Because it's drastic, and where you look at communities in the Triangle that have medium household incomes that are far above the national average, and then you go to my hometown, Rocky Mount, and you see something completely different. It's a different world. And so I think looking at the statistics statewide does not give us an accurate picture of really what the struggles of North Carolina families are.
Joe, what do you wish you'd have said?
Well, to stay on that subject, I've talked on this show many times about the disparity of income between North Carolinians and the national averages, and I think it's very important. From a legislative point of view, I think it's extraordinarily important. You simply cannot have revenue streams into North Carolina from individuals or families that don't have as much money as, let's say, the national average. Here's a number for you. If the average North Carolina worker earned $1 an hour more, the revenue for the state of North Carolina would increase by $1 billion. Now, if I'm an educator and I'm screaming to have more money, well, what I would do as a politician is say to them, well, if you want more money, then the education system from K through the university has to graduate people with higher skills, because the only way you're going to get more money, you get half of the general fund budget right now, the only way you're going to get more money is for people to earn more money so that the state can collect more taxes.
And that's got to come through skills. Chris, what do you wish you'd have said?
Well, we talked about the crossover deadline, and some bills we didn't talk about were bills that environmentalists in North Carolina are upset about, bills to roll back a 44-year-old environmental program that's been instead as sort of a safeguard to make sure we'll keep taking the environment into account when we develop public lands or spend public dollars. Another provision in the bill would change hog farm regulations that we sort of came to a consensus to when we had a big crisis in North Carolina. That was actually passed with bipartisan support. I think the point is these bills passed crossover. We're going to have I think, heated debate, and it'll be one of the things you remember about this session. There'll be some, I think, major environmental debates as the session winds up.
Well, thanks for watching the After Spin. We'll have more video all during the week on ncspin.com.